What video game would you call a masterpiece? Witcher 3 has side quests that are better than some entire games. RDR2's world is so good that you can just camp and fish for an in-game week, and it's fun. Civ 2 for its time was amazing. GoldenEye for classic multiplayer with friends. Ocarina of Time. No game has come close to the impact Ocarina of Time has had on adventure games. Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Breath of the Wild, Halo, Bayonetta, Hollow Knight, and even Grand Theft Auto have been built from principles introduced in that game. Reddit. Honorable mention to Kid Icarus Uprising, one of the best narrative/character building I have ever seen in a game. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is one of the classics. Chrono Trigger Edit. Fixed autocorrect. Original Diablo 2 and Lord of Destruction DLC. Metal Gear Solid. Amazing game that still holds up quite well today. Definitely Mega Man 2. Shadow of the Colossus was the most challenging and beautiful game when I was younger. I still love the way the game looks and feels, and bought the remaster to play it again. Subnautica 1. Don't have 2 yet, looks fire though. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Portal 2. Excellent puzzles, and the writing is just straight zingers from start to finish. Kingdom Hearts 1. It definitely has flaws, but for a kid who had never experienced a story like that before, it was eye-opening. I loved Devil May Cry, Call of Duty, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and a bunch of other games, but Kingdom Hearts was the first one that made me feel something bigger. The story felt emotional, mysterious, and grand in a way I'd never seen before. It stuck with me my whole life, and I still love that stupid game. Horizon Zero Dawn plus Forbidden West. Undertale. Undertale hits you with jokes, then hits you with feelings you weren't prepared for. For me it would be Chrono Trigger and Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and if I had to pick something newer, then Baldur's Gate 3. Red Dead 2. Beautiful world, story is really well written and sucks you in. Love it. Knights of the Old Republic. Also Dragon Age, Origins. Shadow of the Colossus. Heroes of Might and Magic 3. 25 years later it's still good. Warcraft 3 campaign and multiplayer are both timeless. Tourneys are still being held every single week, 23 years later. Not to mention the custom map scene that literally spawned an entire genre of gaming, MOBAs. GOAT. Lots of people already saying Skyrim. I'll say Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Katamari Damacy / We Love Katamari. Halo when it was first released. Such a detailed and cool world for the time and place. A Link to the Past. It still stands strong as a masterpiece today. It created the Zelda formula, without which Ocarina of Time wouldn't even exist. Red Dead Redemption 2. Gotta go with MGS3. Damn near perfect for me in just about every way. Story, pacing, gameplay, character development, soundtrack, graphics look nice for the time. Mom said it was my turn to ask this question this week. Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, especially Frozen Outskirts. Every Half-Life game made by Valve. Elden Ring. I don't even know how it would be possible to dethrone it as my personal GOAT. Theme Hospital Day of the Tentacle. Blue Prince. Addictive and very deep. A puzzle game with such an interesting story beneath. Beautiful ambient music adds to the gorgeous small details within. I've never played a game for more hours than this one. OG Pokemon Red and Blue. For me, Days Gone, I can't put the controller down. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and Delta of course. FTL, Faster Than Light. Metal Gear Solid and Snake Eater. Final Fantasy X System Shock 2, 90s computer game that will frighten the life out of you over any other game. Dungeon Keeper 2. Underrated 90s computer game. Wing Commander Prophecy. Another 90s computer game. Jak and Daxter, Timesplitters. SSX Tricky, Burnout, Sonic the Hedgehog, for Game Gear. Symphony of the Night, Baldur's Gate 2, Diablo 2, Mega Man X, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Suikoden 2, Elden Ring, Armored Core 2, Ring of Red, Lunar, Secret of Mana, Super Mario RPG, Tenchu 2, A Link to the Past, Knights of the Old Republic, XCOM, Red Alert, Dawn of War, Deus Ex, Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3, Ultima Underworld, A Mind Forever Voyaging, Path of Exile, Sword of the Stars, Galactic Civilization 2, Cities Skylines, Banner Saga, Doom 2016, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Capcom vs Marvel 2, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, King of Fighters 13, Super Mario World, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Tomb Raider, The Last of Us, Metal Gear Solid, literally hundreds of games. Space Invaders of course. Planescape Torment, best writing bar none, Outer Wilds, truly a work of art, Mass Effect 2, a perfect big budget cocktail that does everything right and ends with a huge bang that totally delivers. Shadow of the Colossus. I'm old so I will say Zelda. A Link to the Past. From Zelda and Zelda 2 it is a giant jump to Link to the Past on SNES. More story, more weapons and powers. More everything. Not a bad boss or dungeon. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth. Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap, Star Fox 64/Lylat Wars, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, The Legends of Zelda, Majora's Mask, Resident Evil 2007, GoldenEye, Survival Kids, Game Boy Color, Metroid Prime Jack 2, Renegade Cave Story, Resident Evil 4, Metroid Zero Mission, Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening, BioShock, Sin and Punishment, Star Successor, Red Steel 2, Alien Isolation, The Last of Us, Bloodborne, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Evil Tonight, Metroid Dread, Axion Verge 2, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Donkey Kong Bonanza. A Plague Tale Requiem, made me sob at the end, it was amazing. Portal 2. Hollow Knight. For factory-type games, Satisfactory is such a masterpiece in the genre. Chrono Trigger, Mario 3, Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Final Fantasy VI, Tetris, Mega Man 3. Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3. Factorio is a legendary grade masterpiece. Elden Ring. The Scale of the World. The storytelling without exposition dumping. There are things to find and lore to discover in every nook and cranny of that world. The builds. Monster variety. There is such an otherness to that world. Several of my personal favorites in no particular order: Super Metroid, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Portal 2, The Last of Us, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Metroid Prime, Metroid Dread, Super Mario Bros. 3, Mega Man 3, Returnal, Nier, Automata, Final Fantasy VI. The Witcher 3 plus both expansions. This is a hill I'll die on. RuneScape Pre-EOC, Diablo 2, GTA VC and SRDR 2, Stardew Valley. Fuck it, even The Sims is pretty lit.